races onto a rickety old truck.
Tucker Genuine Travel.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we hit the mother lode.
Let's see what's in here, Tucker. What's in here?
What? Oh, more of that piece. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let's look this up, dude. We actually scored the whole 29-piece set for racing down the rails. Okay, 2009 Glen Thomas Limited. Let's get a track going and add on and reenact Hero of the Rail. Spencer's not very nice, is he? No. Is Thomas nice? Yes. What are you doing here on the island of SODOR, Spencer?
I'm here for the Duke and Duchess. They're building a new summer house. You silly little toy engine.
He's not a toy engine. That's right. He's a very strong engine.
Absolutely. He can pull all kinds of cars. Well, I have an idea, if that's true. You meet me for a race tomorrow. I'll be there.
After being an absolute nuisance to all of the other engines by teasing and bossing them around, Thomas accepts Spencer's challenge to a contest of strength, taking heavy cargo around the island. Spencer draws ahead while Thomas struggles up a hill with his heavy load. Thomas and Spencer sped along the rails and raced around SODOR. Up and down hills, faster and faster they went. Suddenly, Thomas's brakes fail, and he thunders down the hill and along the main line until he races onto a rickety old truck. His brakes gave out. Where am I? Thought Thomas. He had never seen such an old engine before. Hello, my name is Thomas.
Hello, I'm Hiro.
And Hiro began to tell the story of how he was abandoned here because he broke down and needed new parts, and he waited and waited, and then they forgot about him. I will tell Sir Topham Hatt, says Thomas. No, you cannot tell anyone. They'll send me to Smelter's yard and break me down for parts. I won't let that happen, Hiro. I'll bring parts and we'll get you fixed, so you'll be a very useful engine again. Oh, Thomas, that would be wonderful. Hiro tells how he once worked on another island far away and how he was known as the master of the railway. That's a really amazing story. I'm gonna help you, my friend. Thomas goes to the SODOR Steamworks to have his brakes mended. The Steamworks is a busy, bustling place with all sorts of work being done. One particular engine lives there named Victor, a kind and enthusiastic engine. Thomas is soon repaired, and then Spencer puffs into the Steamworks.
Spencer puffs into here.
Spencer starts to boast, but Thomas simply congratulates him on his win. Surprised, Spencer is then scolded by Victor for taking up space and sitting around chattering, and leaves. While very cross about having been spoken to in such a manner, his assistant Kevin then drives clumsily over to Thomas and Victor. Victor scolds him for rushing around, while Thomas notices some engine parts on a flatbed. Victor says it's only taking up space anyway, so Thomas rushes off with it. As he leaves, he hears Spencer behind him and quickly hides in a siding covered with trees. Spencer rumples past and does not see Thomas. Thomas drops off the parts at Hiro's hideout, but notices Hiro's hideout is dangerously close to the new summer house. Now, Thomas is worried. That night, all of the engines are at the shed. Thomas tells him all about his race and is about to mention Hiro when Sir Topham Hatt arrives. He tells him there's a lot of work in the morning and he wants really useful engines. The next morning, Thomas is working, but he wants to help Hiro. Percy shows up and Thomas tells him everything. Thomas is hard at work, but Spencer is not. He is spying on Thomas to see what he is up to. After Thomas and Percy tell Victor all about Hiro to get parts, Thomas knows he needs help to fix Hiro, so he tells the rest of the engines. Spencer appears wondering why Thomas is not working on his branch line. At the same time, Gordon sneaks along and delivers more parts for Hiro. Thomas is beyond grateful and rushes to the Steamworks for more supplies. The summer house is nowhere near done, and Spencer has been wandering around the island searching for Thomas. Hiro only needed one more part.
I'm finally going to catch that silly little tank engine.
Just then Spencer appears.
I knew you were up to something sneaky, Spencer puffed.
Hiro tried to race away, but without his last part, he sputtered along. As Spencer chopped off, he laughed and said he would tell Sir Topham Hatt that the pile of scrap metal was ready for the smelting yard. But then Spencer crosses a bridge that is partially broken and cannot hold Spencer's weight. As he crosses, it snaps beneath him and he slithers into the mud. Seeing this, Thomas promises to return with help. Thomas sped to Nafford Station and told Sir Topham Hatt everything.
You have found the master of the railway? We must help Hiro at once, Sir Topham Hatt exclaimed.
At the SODOR Steamworks, Victor, Kevin, and his crew get to work on Hiro and promise to have him running like new again. Spencer, meanwhile, has to stay where he is as punishment for disobeying the Duke and Duchess' orders to not leave the summer house.
You are a very famous engine, the master of the railway, Sir Topham Hatt tells Hiro. We are so very pleased Thomas has found you.
When Hiro is completed, all of the engines are there and they are amazed at how wonderful he looks. Thomas and Hiro quickly leave to go help Spencer. Rocky gets hooked up to Spencer, and as he pulls, Hiro pulls Rocky, and Spencer is soon free of the marsh. Spencer does not even recognize Hiro. He is more than shocked when he finds out that the engine rescuing him is the one he tried to have scrapped. Only Hiro was mighty enough to pull Spencer all the way back to the steamworks. Spencer said he was sorry for being so mean to everyone. Spencer, Thomas, and Hiro all finish the Duke and Duchess's summer house together. Later, Hiro confesses to Thomas that despite everything, he has become very homesick. Understanding, Thomas tells Sir Topham Hatt, who promises to take care of everything. Before he leaves, he talks to Thomas and Percy one more time. I do hope to visit your railway someday, Hiro.
It would be my honor, Thomas.
Thomas promises that Hiro will always have a home on the island of Sodor. Master of the railway, once more.
Subscribe now. You can do it.
Taco Changing Travel.